Carnival Cruise is banning what now? Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Today we're getting into the new rules and or bannings that Carnival Cruise is putting out there. On top of that, we're going to get into a couple reactions as well as my opinion on this whole entire matter. On a positive note, Carnival is making a big change, and that is they're going from Pepsi back to Coke. Now there's some people that might not be too happy about this, but the majority is happy. I'm sorry, I am not a Pepsi fan. Starry does not hit like Sprite, and Pepsi does not hit like Coke. And I believe these changes are happening this summer if they haven't been implemented already. All right, so let's get into these rules. So the biggest thing that they're doing is putting some new enforcements in or reinforcing some rules that they've already put in place. So number one, teens under 18 have a curfew of 1 a.m. unless accompanied by an adult. Me personally, I think the curfew should be 11, and I do hope that they strongly enforce those rules. Number two, solo travelers must be 21 and older. So that means anyone of the age of 18 to 20 cannot go on a cruise on their own. They have to be accompanied by someone who was, I believe, either 21 or 25 years old. And I can understand it to a degree. They're still teenagers. They're just technically now legally adults. And I think 21 is a good age for solo travelers because now you don't have to worry about drinking restrictions, casino restrictions, things of that nature. All right, number three, this is for the pool chair hoggers. They are saying if your stuff is sitting unaccompanied for 40 minutes, they taking all your stuff and getting it up out of there. And I absolutely agree with this as well, because why are you not sitting in your pool chair within 40 minutes? Now, I understand if you want to sit by the pool, but you want to grab something to eat real quick, cool, but it should not take you 40 minutes to get any kind of food. And if it does, then just wait till later. And number five, they are enforcing those boarding requirements. Along with your passport, birth certificate, and ID, they want you to have the boarding pass and luggage tag printed out. Come with it printed in hand. And on top of that, they want to make sure that you're checked in online before midnight of the cruise. Now, I absolutely agree with you being checked in before midnight of your cruise, because why are you not already checked in? I think they need to look into digital boarding passes. But I guess they're kind of like, you got to print out your luggage tag anyway, so you might as well print out your boarding pass. So now next, they are cracking down on behavior, and that's a big part of this video today. They are fed up with the behavior that is happening on their ships, and they're tired of it. With that being said, if you're causing a big enough disturbance or you're being that disruptive, they're kicking you off that ship. Not only they're kicking you off the ship, they're also going to potentially fine you up to $500. And when I say they're kicking you off that ship, they're going to kick you off at the next port, not the port that you came in on. They're going to kick you off the next port coming. So if the next port is Cozumel, then you stuck in Cozumel. And if you ain't got no passport, you stuck in Cozumel. So the next thing is they're banning the fans. And not this kind of fan, but the swoosh fan. But they're specifically banning them in the inside nightclubs as well as just indoor dance floors. And that I can understand. I think the biggest thing is probably people swoosh, whoosh, swooshing their fans and potentially, poking someone in the eye or hitting somebody, and that becoming a complaint or a problem, So they're like, you know what? Don't even worry about it. No fans on the dance floor. And lastly, they're not banning hip hop, but they're removing hip hop out of the music. And this is where it gets tricky. Now, John Hill responded to someone on Facebook and said that they're not getting rid of the hip hop, but instead they're going to add hip hop to like a theme night, like their 80s and their 70s, and then try to patch up the blow with saying they wish that they had a heavy metal night. But removing the hip hop is when things really go downhill. And honestly, it has quite a few people in an uproar. Let's check out these TikToks.
Carnival does not have to worry about me. They do not have to worry about me. We got the message loud and clear. We are not your demographic anymore. So y'all, I was supposed to be going on a Carnival cruise. So one of my friends is turning 30 and he's never been on a cruise. He doesn't have a passport, so do not suggest flying somewhere. So he's never been on a cruise, and he was like, it's my dirty 30. I want to be on a turned up ship. He'd be seeing all the videos of Carnival. He was like, I want to do that because I'm trying to be lit for my birthday, right? Well, Carnival has decided they want to rebrand. They don't want to be known as the turn-up cruise no more, the budget-friendly cruise no more. They want to be, I don't know, I guess they want to be royal. Even though when people book Carnival, they know what they are booking. They know they are booking a turn up cruise. Period. Everybody on there is looking to have a good time, party, and have fun. We know what type of people are on there. Like everybody on there, it's just Carnival cruises are so much fun. Like everybody is just a vibe, right? And it's like anywhere there's gonna be like alcohol, things might get a little rowdy. That just comes with the territory of people being drunk. It has nothing to do with like, you know, being black, being this, the music. But these people done banned the fans. They saying no more hip hop music. So child, that was the whole purpose of us going. So now we are not going back to the drawing board because no ma'am.
Hello, 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 everybody. It is free, and welcome to Carnival Panorama July 3rd, 2025. Is it true that they're no longer playing hip hop on Carnival Cruises? Yes, it is. I even spoke to the source just to get confirmation instead of rumor. I spoke to a DJ on board, and what he said was Carnival's testing out these new themes in the club, and none of those themes include hip hop. They are monitoring their playlist, and what they cannot do is play hip hop music direct and outright. He's been allowed to go ahead and mix some things up, like play the beat, basically the instrumental, and they're approving that. But to just play the hip hop song straight out, it ain't happening no more. What he did say, though, was this is a test program that they are rolling out, and they're waiting to see what the feedback is. And right now, the feedback is negative. But the point is, there is power in those surveys. And if you do not make it vocal and make it known what it is you want, your likes and dislikes with Carnival, then whatever they put in place, they're going to keep in place. They're waiting to hear from you. That is what he said. I'll give him that they are waiting to hear what you think. But the theme nights that they have, we've got R&B and soul, dance, house, and pop hits, Latin and R&B, 70s and 80s theme, and blues and funk. Those are the themes that are approved for Carnival to be played in the clubs. They ain't even played a wobble at the Sellaway party, y'all. He said it just started this cruise for Panorama, so June 29th. So for those of you that are like on your comments saying that I was on last week ain't got nothing to do with this week. June has nothing to do with July. Currently, right now, and as you can see, I am on board Carnival. So from the horse's mouth, from the source, no more hip hop.
Now y'all know damn well Carnival Cruise is not racist. Like, what y'all talking about? Like, what are you talking about? It's not a black people issue. It's the ratchet, igga shit. And we know that already. And I'm from the hood, born and raised again, Southside Chicago, Inglewood, right? And when you in the hood, you see large groups of dumb ratchet, you go the other way. Because what's going to happen? Somebody going to get shot. Somebody's going to get hurt, go to jail, whatever. So when you from that, you know, in order to survive, you move away from it. You go the other way, right? The caliber of wretched, ignorant motherfuckers getting on that Carnival Cruise is the same caliber that was out here scamming for that PPP loan. Just stupid. They not used to it. They don't have no home training. They not able to conduct themselves. They just ignorant, right? And Carnival Cruise not wrong for putting rules in place because up their business. So you got people that's out here that's working all year long, saving their hard-earned money just to have a vacation, to get away and fucking relax. And you telling me that they have to be bothered with and put up with this wretched, ignorant, just ghetto. I don't like how this has turned into a black issue, because the truth is, being ignorant and ratchet and classless and ghetto, it has no color. That's the truth. Black people, we've always known how to conduct ourselves, right? And there's levels to it. You got black people that work hard, that have class, that has a beautiful family. You know what I'm saying? Know how to conduct themselves, know how to have a good time. And everybody's being lumped into one category. I was on the Carnival Cruise back in 2016, and it wasn't shit like what I'm seeing now. I feel like the caliber of people are going down because it's monkey see, monkey do, first of all, with this social media shit. The more you act stupid and the dumber you are and you being exploited, the more attention you get. They feel like you can just go anywhere and just act this way and behave this way, and it's funny. It's a ha-ha, he-he moment. This whole being turned and lit culture and just being ignorant is at an all-time high. That's just the truth. And Carnival Cruise need to ban all of them. Ban all of them. If you don't know how to act like you got no sense, you can't get on here no more. It's just that simple. Because are too old to be behaving like that. And if you feel like it's directed towards you or you gonna boycott Carnival Cruise, then so be it. Get your ass home. Because this is not a black issue. This is simply them having to put rules in place for mother grown to know how to conduct themselves. Because it is turning very trashy. It's classless. It's ghetto. It's ignorant. And everyday working people should not have to be bothered with that bullshit. Learn how to act like you got some sense or keep your at home.
And these are just a few TikToks amongst the many videos and reels and TikToks being made around this subject. And so here's my opinion when it comes to all of this. First things first, Carnival is a fun ship. It's always been promoted as a fun ship. But I think fun has gotten misconstrued to lit turned party ship. And that's not necessarily synonymous. Fun has several different definitions, and cruising has several definitions. Cruising is not just about getting drunk, getting turned, and partying. There's so much more to do on the cruise. And with my content, this is why I'm always showing different activities, different things that they offer, just so people know that there is much more to the ship than just drinking and partying. You are on this boat with 3,000 plus people, 5,000 plus people, 7,000 plus people. And if you talk to just 10% of those people, they're going to have a completely different experience than the next. And that's how it's supposed to be because there's so much to do on a cruise. Now, what I think the biggest issue is when it comes down to these bannings, removing of hip hop, things of that nature, I think the real issue is there's a lack of cruise etiquette or a lack of travel etiquette in general. And with that being said, there are people that are getting drunk, that are going past their limit, not knowing how to contain themselves, therefore leading to them to be belligerent or violent or just rude in general. And even not being drunk, there are people on cruises that are just rude, and this is not putting any demographic on it at all. I'm just saying as a whole, there are people that just don't know how to act on a cruise. Carnival is really fed up with this behavior, and I believe this rebrand is to help them ensure that they can have safe, fun, and safe travel on their ships. Because let's be honest, there's a lot of negative press when it comes to Carnival. It's always, look who's fighting, look what's going on, look at this. Here goes the EBT of the seas, Walmart of the seas, blah, blah, blah. The list goes on and on. And between the Jubilee Brawl, these new rewards programs, the poop cruise, it's just not looking good for Carnival right now. So they're ready to rebrand and try and get the ship back on track. And that's fine and dandy at the end of the day because they are a business and you will want your business to run as best as it possibly can. But things like banning the fans, taking away hip hop, things of that nature feels very targeted. It feels absolutely targeted. The fans, hip hop, or urban music in general, boots on the ground, wobble, all of that is typically connected to who? Black people, right? So when you say, yeah, we're removing all of that, that's going to send a message as if you don't want the black people to be there. And it's kind of like, and then on top of that, the things that's getting publicized are the fights and the issues and things of that nature when it comes to who? Black people. And I'm saying specifically black people because those are the ones that get publicized the most. They are not the only people fighting, causing issues and causing concerns. It's happening across the board. Also, these things aren't only happening on Carnival either. They're happening on Royal. These things are happening on these ships as well, but Carnival is the one that's in the worst light. So you see in all these clips of black people quote unquote going too far, and so they're like, well, we gotta cut it off. And I'm personally not a big fan of it, but at the same time I understand, because why are there clips of black people fighting in droves on cruises, period? We should not be fighting on a cruise. The cruise is the last place where you need to be doing any kind of fighting. You're in the middle of the sea. You can't go anywhere. You are stuck on there. So we need to get along on this ship, period. So it's like this. Two things could be true at one time. On the one hand, they're not saying it with their mouths, but they're targeting a demographic to take action and take away the bad behavior. But on the other hand, you have this demographic that is also indulging in said bad behavior. You know what I'm saying? So we can't ignore the people that are actually doing the bad behavior because it feels like it's being blanketed on all the people in general. At the end of the day, it sucks. It definitely feels targeted, but I understand what's going on. There's so much more to cruising than partying and turning up and listening to lit music and doing all this other stuff. It's so much more than that. It is about exploring new places. It is about indulging in relaxation and all the activities that are aboard. And it's a resort. It's a resort on the sea at the end of the day. So it's so much more to life when it comes to cruising. And I think people have lost sight of that when it comes to Carnival, and Carnival's like, nah, we need to get back to that. But what are y'all thoughts about this whole thing? Are y'all gonna stop going on Carnival because they're taking away the hip hop, things of that nature? What y'all think? Let me know. Comment down below and catch me in my next one. Bye.